Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of economics. I'm sorry for the low humming noise that was in the last video. The problem is now fixed, and let's get right back into the video. In the second episode of economics, we are going to talk about when both supply and demand shifts together. We must know the rate at which the supply and demand shifts, or else we can't predict the equilibrium. Every time NVIDIA is going to launch a new graphics card, the consumer has already anticipated it long before the release. They watch YouTube videos about it, leaked information, and are very excited about the release. So, the demand line will shift to the right to show that it increased. Because of this, the graphics card manufacturer will produce huge amounts of stock to prepare for the huge amounts of demand. The supply line will also shift to the right. As a result of the increased supply and demand, the equilibrium quantity supply and demand will definitely increase due to the consumer expectations. What you must take note of is the price is ambiguous, because it can rise or drop or stay constant depending on the rate at which the supply and demand shifts. On the other hand, the same situation will have an opposite effect for the older models. Not so long ago, when NVIDIA first launched the 3000 series graphics card, the people who previously owned a 2000 series graphics card were furious when they saw the leaked specifications, as the 3000 series graphics card outperformed the 2000 series graphics card for half the price. Everyone was making memes about it.
Mira el bañador, la chancla, todo peinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme la chancla y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Tú, había subido la marea y encontré una paella.
Because of the bad response of the 2000 series graphics card, the demand for it will naturally decrease. So, the demand line will shift to the left. The manufacturer is also very well aware of it, so they will also decrease the supply or production of the 2000 series graphics card, and the supply line will move to the right. As a result of the decreased supply and demand, the equilibrium quantity supplied and demand will definitely decrease due to the 3000 series being the substitute of the 2000 series graphics card. So as I said just now, the price will be ambiguous if the rate at which the supply and demand shifts is not given. The infectious disease, codenamed coronavirus disease, COVID-19, truly devastated both the economy and its people. Millions of heroic medical staff members stood in the front line and gave up their lives in order to save their country's people. The supply of medical staff globally has decreased a whopping 55% over a year after COVID-19 exploded. So, the supply line will shift to the left to symbolize the decrease in medical staff. It is very disappointing to see that there are still anti-vaxxers and people who don't wear masks. People who are so naive that they get infected without knowing it, and increasing the demand for medical staff. To symbolize these foolish people, the demand line will shift to the right. As a result of the decreased supply and increased demand, the cost or price will definitely increase due to the shortage of medical staff. This time, it's the quantity which is ambiguous, because it can drop or stay constant depending on the rate at which the supply and demand shifts. Continuing the COVID-19 topic, I live in a very privileged place, which is Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, the availability of the COVID-19 vaccine is ever increasing in order to get each and every citizen vaccinated. So the supply line for vaccines will shift to the right, showing its increasing number. When other places has a shortage of vaccines, Hong Kong is very lucky enough to have a surplus of vaccines. The majority of Hong Kong citizens are vaccinated, and therefore the demand for vaccines decreased, and the excess supply of vaccines are donated to other places in need. Therefore, the demand line for vaccines in Hong Kong is shifted to the left, showing the decrease in demand, and the cost or price of the vaccines will decrease. As the same as last time, the quantity is ambiguous. This is all the time I have today. It is currently 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to sleep. Good night.